Opening scene. Visuals: Jerusalem skyline at dusk. Mossad HQ exterior. Russian flags fading in and out. This isn't a spy story from the Cold War era. This is happening now, today, in the very heart of one of the most surveilled, militarized, and intelligence-rich nations in the world, Israel. But what if I told you that even here, inside this fortress of counterintelligence, a Russian spy network was operating for years, hidden in plain sight? That even within Israel's elite security circles, someone was leaking secrets to Moscow? And not just low-level data, but strategic intelligence, defense projects, and even access to Mossad infrastructure. This is the story of a double agent, of a network, of betrayal at the highest levels, and of a war not fought with bullets, but with whispers. A nation surrounded by shadows. Israel's existence has always been tied to intelligence. From its birth in 1948, it relied on information more than weapons. The creation of Mossad, Shin and Amman, IDF intelligence, was not just to monitor its enemies, but to stay alive. But in a world where enemies evolve and fronts shift, even Israel's legendary agencies are not immune to infiltration. While Iran and Hezbollah dominate headlines, another power, older, colder, and far more calculating, was watching from the north. Russia. Moscow's quiet strategy. Unlike during the Cold War, modern-day Russia doesn't rely on dramatic spy swaps or dead drops in alleys. Today, it plays a subtler game. Penetrate systems quietly. Exploit internal divisions. Build long-term assets. And Israel, despite being an ally of the West, has a complex, layered relationship with Russia. Thousands of Russian-speaking immigrants live in Israel. Military coordination exists between the IDF and Russian forces in Syria. Business ties and political backchannels run deep. All of this provides the perfect cover for espionage. The ghost inside. Meet the double agent. He was fluent in Hebrew, Russian, and Arabic. He had served in the IDF. He worked closely with Israel's defense industries. He even trained with Israeli intelligence in a classified counterterrorism program. His name? We'll call him Colonel X. Real name redacted for legal security reasons, though later, in court documents, his identity was revealed. Colonel X held dual citizenship. He traveled often. He was seen as a loyal patriot. But behind closed doors, encrypted channels and silent meetings told a different story. He was recruited by Russian intelligence, SVR, nearly a decade earlier. What started as ideological sympathy slowly became something else. Power, money, access, revenge. The information leak begins. Colonel X's access was subtle but devastating. He didn't just hand over files. He pointed Moscow toward vulnerabilities. IDF cyber weaknesses, drone deployment plans, defense technology transfers to allies, profiles of Mossad officers embedded abroad. And the worst part? He wasn't acting alone. Investigations later revealed he was part of a larger Russian network operating through business fronts, cultural associations, dual nationality diplomats. The spy wasn't just inside Israel. The network had roots. The first red flag. The alarm bells didn't ring because of tech. They rang because of behavior. Colonel X had become unpredictable. He began asking questions he shouldn't have. He was seen visiting locations unrelated to his duties. He began using encrypted Russian apps, even though he was under government protocols. And one Shin analyst noticed something chilling. His footprint was too clean, too polished. It was like someone had scrubbed his digital trail on purpose. The surveillance operation. By 2020, Israel launched a quiet but aggressive counterintelligence operation. Colonel X's phone was cloned, his emails intercepted, his home bugged. And then they saw it. A message, disguised as a stock market analysis, actually contained a coded report to his handler in Moscow. They had him, but Israel didn't arrest him. Not yet. Instead, they watched as he met with a Russian consulate official at a Tel Aviv cafe. He passed him a sealed envelope. The meeting was recorded, the handoff confirmed. Now there was no doubt.